what's up everybody? It's Rita Celi, your Catholic girl on the radio from at The Word with Rita. So today we're talking about genuine love. If you have any questions about the topic, make sure to contact me on social media at The Word with Rita on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and, anything else you'd like. So let's talk about genuine love. John Paul II says, genuine love is demanding, but its beauty lies precisely in the demand it makes. Only those able to make demands on themselves in the name of love can then demand them from others. This is when we're talking about genuine love. So, I don't know about you, but I think, I want to be genuinely loved. And genuine love is demanding. How could that be possible? Right? When we think of love, we really think of letting yourself go into the arms of another, right? That's the picture-perfect form of love. That's the movie kind of love. But we all know movie love is not real love, right? Or at least I hope we know this. Fairy tales are fairy tales for a reason. Romantic comedies are rom-com for a reason, okay? So, what is this? Isn't love about following your heart quickly and without thought? How can love then be demanding? That doesn't make sense. Or does it? So here's the thing. If we suppose that genuine love means to love my significant other as myself, it must then be that I must treat the other with the same respect I do for myself. So if I were to demand this type of love, I must be willing to offer it as well. Does that make sense? So we're seeing here in the quote, it says that the beauty of genuine love lies in the demands it makes. Only those who are able to make demands on themselves in the name of love can then demand it from others. So if we are demanding love from others, love that is genuine, which means love that gives itself to others, then it's only reasonable to say that we are also demanding this kind of love of ourselves. So we have to make these sacrifices. In this case, I must make sacrifices for my future husband that I would want to make for myself. Right? Things that I would want him to make for me, I should be willing to make for him, whether I know him or not. Right? So when we talk about keeping your chastity, for example, these are things that, although the other person might not be doing the same thing you're doing, but because you would like to demand genuine love from others, you must be willing to demand genuine love from yourself. So it would reason to say that chastity, in this case, if we're using the example of chastity, I must be willing to practice chastity because I am demanding genuine love, which is love that gives its entire self to the other person. And if I'm giving genuine love demands to be given entirely to the other person, and this is the type of love I'm demanding, then I must be also willing to make those sacrifices. And in this case, yes, it would be hard, but it would only be reasonable to do it if we are demanding it. And I think everybody wants to be genuinely loved. I don't think anyone wants to be just, lusted after for a few moments, or to, you've all been in some sort of situation where someone used you and you feel betrayed, you feel used by that person. There's the verb there of use. And use is something we do to things. So when someone uses you, it devalues you as a person. They take away your value, your goodness, and reduces you to something. They use you for their own pleasures. And that we know that is not genuine love. So if I must demand genuine love, then I must be willing to give genuine love. So before we continue talking about this, let's take a small break and then come back and continue our conversation. Welcome back, everybody. So we are in the age of fitness. My self-love really demands that I go to the gym so that I'm healthier, so that I'm better. It also demands that I make better choices in terms of food, right? We all scroll through Instagram or whatever, and we see all kinds of things on being vegan, on eating healthier, on meal prepping, on all kinds of better food choices out there. If you go to the gym, then you have all these supplements, stuff that you're taking, whatever, and you're trying to make yourself healthier and fit for the future. And so self-love demands that I do certain things for me so that I am better for the future, so that I'm the best version of myself constantly. And this is kind of like earthly stuff when we're talking about fitness. So spiritually, my love life demands of me that I make better choices as well. My spiritual life in general, anything that has to do with love, demands of me that I make better choices. Yes, it is a struggle at times to go to the gym. Absolutely. But why do I do it? I do it for my personal sake. Yes, it is a struggle at times to persevere in chastity, again, with the same example. Or it's a struggle maybe to persevere in not lying to your partners at work, or not telling lies to everybody. Right? Sometimes it really is a struggle if that is the kind of struggle you're dealing with. Because in this case as well, if you're in the case of lying, you don't want to be lied to. You don't want to be, you don't want to be told things that aren't true. So if you are demanding genuine love, then genuine love must be demanded of you. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay. So, it's a struggle to persevere, let's say, in chastity, but I'm happy to make this sacrifice with God's grace. Why? Because to deal with struggles with God's grace is the essential point. No matter what you're struggling with, you have to have God's grace. Because the beauty of genuine love is knowing that I am doing this for the sake of the other. In this case, in the case of chastity, the beauty of genuine love is knowing that I'm doing this for the sake of my marriage, which, yes, does not exist at the moment, but sacrifices start way before you make your vows. Because here's what I think. So you have, if we're talking about chastity or we're talking about marriage or relationship, you have a guy of your dream or you have a girl of your dream. Are you the dream guy or girl for that person? If not, you should become that. Not for the sake of the other, but I'd imagine that the person of your dream is the highest goodness that you could think of. Which means that the person of their dream is the highest goodness they could think of. And if you become the person of their dream, if that makes any sense, then you become the best version of yourself. Or you strive for goodness, for the sake of yourself first, but also for the sake of others. I make better choices because I want a better tomorrow. And we don't always control everything that we're going through. We don't always control every situation in life, but there are little choices that we can make that would make our life better. And I'm not talking about just spiritually, but maybe physically, mentally, emotionally as well. What are the things that are holding me back? Am I creating my own opportunities? Am I looking at what I have before me and saying, okay, well, I can't change the situation as a whole, but I can change this particular part? Because if I were to put myself in someone else's shoes and they are looking at me, what would be their thoughts on what I need to change in myself? And the reason why I phrase it this way is because we have a lot of blind spots, and sometimes we're unable to see our own actions. But like Jesus says, if you look at someone and, don't look at the little splinter in someone else's eye while you have basically a trunk in your own eye. So sometimes we look at others and we're like, okay, well, this is what I would change about them. But we fail to look at ourselves. So maybe I'm phrasing this way. So I know it's a little bit of a confusing kind of phrasing, but maybe if we look at ourselves from the outside, from someone else's perspective, looking into our lives, maybe they would say, oh, this is what I would change about Rita. This is what I would do differently. And whatever you come up with, strive to be better. Really. Because genuine love demands that you love genuinely first. So you have to make, only those able to make demands on themselves in the name of love can then demand love from others. Again, it starts with you. That's basically what he's saying. It starts with you. You have to be the person that demands love out of others. It is your job. It is your duty to do that first, so that when it is requested, when you're requesting it of others, you can say, okay, look, this is what I'm offering. Okay, so before we continue on, let's take a small break and then come back. All right, welcome back, everybody. So we're talking about genuine love again. And so we talked a little bit about chastity and about waiting until marriage and what does it mean. Well, here's the thing. So a lot of people tell me when I bring up this topic or when I bring up an example of chastity, many people tell me, well, Rita, you know that in today's age, the guy is probably not waiting until marriage. So just to clarify, I am fully aware of this. And it doesn't bother me at all. And let me tell you why. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, I'm accountable for my own actions and not his. You are accountable for your own actions. Not the other person's own actions, yours. If I were to demand genuine love, I must first be willing to offer it. For example, going to the gym personally benefits me. No other body is affected by my exercise. Only me. It's just my body. Sure, you may inspire others to go. Sure, you may tell your friends, hey, come with me. But is their body being affected? Absolutely not. Only your body is being affected if you are exercising. So, if you're demanding genuine love, you must be willing first to offer it. Does that mean if the other person you are in a relationship and the other person is mistreating you, you stay in that relationship? No. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not being accountable for your actions. You have to be accountable for your actions, but you also have to hold other people accountable for their actions, especially in the middle of a relationship, you guys. Whether it's a work relationship or a personal relationship or any kind of relationship that you have, accountability is key, especially if you're holding yourself accountable as well. So, second, maybe my future husband knows nothing about genuine love. Maybe at this point, wherever he is, he doesn't know anything about genuine love. Maybe no one ever demonstrated it to him. For example, if the guy goes to the gym regularly, little by little, his significant other may start joining him, right? She may start to see the positive sides of exercising. He would have positively influenced her. That's basically it, right? He demonstrates what it is. He becomes a leader. He shows her how it's changing his life, whether through words or through actions or just by being happier, more motivated, whatever. And then she looks at him, she's like, well, he seems happier. Maybe I should join him. And so she joins him. And she begins to see the positive sides, and he positively influences. And maybe when I meet this person, he will be my job to demand, it would be my job to demand genuine love. Maybe it would be my job to demand it because I'm demonstrating what it looks like. And with the years of training, that shouldn't be a problem, right? So maybe, just maybe, the person, you don't have to worry about what the other person's doing right now, especially if you haven't met them. But rather, think about what it is you're doing. how am I changing myself? Because if I change myself to demand genuine love of myself first, for myself and for others, then the circle that I live in will inevitably be influenced. It just makes sense. And then you start to attract people that are like you. And you start to maybe attract people that are hoping to change like you. And you create a positive change in society by demanding genuine love of yourself first. So you guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it wasn't so confusing. This is by The Word with Rita. And if you want to connect with me, that's where you find me. I'll be with you guys next week.